Are you stepping in acid? Like, are you only using the hot water here in Arizona, or?
I feel like my mom would have taken me to see like Bambi or something in the theater, but
I would have won, but I did all the work for you.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Shall we play a game?
You're traveling to another dimension. A dimension not only of plastic and paint, but of games. A journey into a wondrous land where meeples become real and cardboard cuts like a knife. That's a signpost up ahead, your next stop. The Funk Zone.
But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Season 2 of Funkatronic Rex Podcast. We are here at the Funk Lounge with my good friend, Paul, and... Hi! We are joined by Mike.
our first special guest since the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Michael was
on the first
Mike was
episode.
on here. We're like, well, I guess the boss
But
is
we
here.
have Mike, which means this is going to be our first R-rated episode of the new season. So, fart, turd, and
Now we got them out of there. Let's go.
That was so satisfying.
That was so good.
Oh,
We got it out of
God,
the
the
way.
catharsis.
Yes. You guys are so naughty.
Oh, man. He knows how to put a smile on my
That's
face,
right.
though.
Mom,
Let
what
me
does
just
that mean?
say all the bad words.
Well, it's like, as some podcasts say, if you listen to this podcast with your kids, turn away.
I fucked your mom.
Man, do I need to give you a Red Bull?
Oh, maybe.
He's
a little sassy over
I
there.
like it. Sassy,
good.
half asleep.
Yeah,
I
that's
like it.
good. You look at your water's to
Where's
your
my
left.
fucking water?
Yeah.
It's going to be a spicy one.
This is gonna be spicy. I'm gonna spend a few hours editing this.
I feel
That's
like
gonna be good.
I made it worse?
Well,
Better? I haven't said anything
No,
yet.
it's just spicier. There's no good or bad judgment.
True.
It's just spicier, guys.
Oh, man.
Sometimes you accidentally order the Thai food level 4 hot as opposed to Canadian. You're like, oh, this is spicy. I can't eat this. Why am I bleeding? Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so let's talk games. Because
Games.
that's what we're here for.
Are we?
Okay. Are we?
We are here to talk games.
Well, it's life,
And
liberty, and the...
I'm going to start us off
Yeah.
because last night the D-backs
Wait,
beat
Hey!
the Dodgers. Best team in baseball. That's twice. We
that
like
is.
to beat these best teams in baseball. Let's take this series, is what I'm saying.
no,
we
no,
need two more. We beat the Dodgers in this series.
If we take the series from the Dodgers, I think it would be a serious boost to
Yes.
momentum, right?
Yes.
Like just get it going.
Get
And
us going.
for whatever reason, now I didn't watch it last night because life and
Oh, bro.
stuff like
Great
that.
game.
So I'm gonna go back and watch the highlights, which
Oh,
I usually
great
do
game.
with the kiddo when he comes home from school. We go watch the highlights. Oh, it's gonna be so good. So
It was a good one.
But I
It was a
heard,
good one. We're starting to lock in. We're starting to lock
Mr.
in.
Brandon Pfaadt was on the mound.
Pfaadt was killer. Went
Yeah.
7 innings.
Yeah.
7 innings. I don't know if he gave up a run. I think he went
So, if I may, I don't even know the final score. All I heard of this morning was
We
'cause
win.
We won, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
what was the? I could
The
look
final
it up.
score was 5-3.
Good.
I want to say Pfaadt left the game scoreless,
Yeah.
5-0. Next reliever, I think reliever gave up 1, reliever gave up 1,
Yeah.
and then our closer gave up Shohei solo homer.
I mean-
it was like small ball home run
Yeah.
and then another home run, I believe. But the takeaway 5-3, we still win.
Yeah.
Bats
Yeah.
locking in.
Yeah, that's
Gurriel's turning it on. His
Nice.
average is coming up.
Nice.
Carroll got a hit and got on base. I think walked twice. Suarez got hit by a pitch.
Dude, I just want Corley. If
Oh,
Corley
grand
can
slam!
have base,
Oh,
man.
it's a grand slam,
Right.
Montero, grand slam.
What?
Yeah, Gabby, grand slam. So we have 5 grand slams on the year. We're leading the majors in that.
dude. And then
starting to lock in.
Mr. Gino Suarez,
Yeah.
who hits 4 home runs in a game.
Yeah,
Like, now, sadly, of course, we go in to lose the game, and I'm like, what the D-backs, man? Like,
Yeah.
But offensive-wise, I'm like, come on, this
Killing it.
is what we
Killing
like to
it.
hear. To start building momentum. Like I tell Cal, it's a It's a marathon, not
Yes,
a race.
not a
Oh my
sprint.
gosh!
It's not
so
a sprint.
if you keep going and build, just don't plateau or womp suck. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, we're building steam right now, and oh god, we're a fun team to watch.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And tonight is the new tonight. Since
Baseball.
it's Friday, and tonight's the City Connect jerseys.
New unis.
Yeah,
Oh.
right. I know it's a great time to talk about this on the radio, but Mike, you're looking resplendent in purple
We
and
are
teal.
bringing back our
I love it.
colors.
I love it.
I love that we're talking about this, and this episode's going to air like
Years from now.
4 weeks from now at best.
We just could go spicy and just like let's upload it today.
Let's
No
go.
edits. Fuck it.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it
Fuck
live.
it.
We'll do it live.
I do have the live on, so we're fine. We're good. Oh my god, that would make my life a little easier. Just be like, here's your episode, upload it.
What's time?
What's time? It's all right. I've been
with my literally 1 hour of free time I've had for the last week,
right.
a night, I have been watching American Idol. So, getting caught up. We're almost through the auditions.
Good. Oh my god.
Wow.
Miss Carrie Underwood.
Oh yeah.
Scary Underwear is she revealed in last night's episode that we rewatched that aired
That she
like
has scary
several
underwear?
weeks ago. That was her nickname growing up, was Scary Underwear.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so
I guess that would be
that's where my life's at.
That's an
That's
interesting
funny.
story. That's good. But also, dude, you went on vacation.
I did go on
You did have a
vacation.
little vacay, which is nice.
I came back. It turns out I'm allergic to the sun.
Paul, you look a little redder, but also
This is looking better
Yes,
than it
dude.
was.
that's awesome. You
but
got
yeah.
some
Did
color
you
on your
get
arms.
sun poisoned or did you just get
get-
sunburned?
This is a
Just a
sun
out
rash.
Oh.
That occurs when you do not spend enough time in the sun and your body develops a allergic reaction to sunlight. Yeah, that is what that is.
Well,
And last night I discovered, well, apparently it's cleared off, but I discovered I'm starting the peeling
okay.
process.
Yeah.
So
Extra
That's good.
points.
That's what you got to do.
But
you know?
I'm looking a little bit closer to my Lebanese heritage right now.
You got a little color,
Slightly
little color in
more
your
than
skin,
usual.
my friend. Yes. You
Yeah.
spent some time in the sun. This looks delicious. Yes,
A little
yes.
bit more
Look
Middle
fine.
Eastern, a little less French Canadian.
Hey, okay, there is stuff wrong with French Canadian, but that's okay.
I mean, my grandmother was from French Canada. My grandfather was from Lebanon. So
So there you go.
this is where we're coming from.
Yeah, this is great. Well, I get it because when I walk out in the sun, I too go. Do you guys smell that? Is that
me burning?
Is that me burning? Is that me burning? Like when we go to play baseball with the kiddo, you know. Now, there's a lot of pasty white kids on this team. Like it's Central Phoenix, right? That's kind of how it works. But so there's one of the coaches, and he goes, you know, hey Cal, have you put on your sunscreen?
Nice.
That's good of the coach.
Because coach is like, you and me, bro. I got your back. And Cal's like, I don't need no sunscreen. And then you see some guy catch fire in the outfield, and you're like, Dad, can I get my sunscreen? You know, and I'm like, you know, the guy like shows it down, spray it. Like, he's just like, oh God, I hate you guys. But he's yet to get that like gnarly
burn,
especially across the
Yeah.
face, the arms. I'm like, dude, this just.
Listen to coach.
He puts on like the protective gear, like the sleeves and stuff and everything. But I'm like, anything above the neck, man, you got to put on some sunscreen.
Yeah.
So I do not want you to come home after 4.5 hours in the sun, like
Cherry
playing baseball,
tomato.
like cherry tomatoes in your ears, and your nose is like a blister, like you're, you know, been drinking a schnapps all day or something. Like, come on. So,
We had that issue with Luke. We're on the cruise. We're sunscreening him up every day. But I guess I didn't get his nose well enough or
Missed
whatever.
the
So
spot.
Oh gosh.
at the
But
end of
it's
the
always
trip, he comes home. He's not like sunburnt anywhere else, but his nose is like splitting. Like it looked like just like his nose had just split in several lines down the front of his nose. I felt so terrible for the kid. It's all healed up now.
He's fine.
Yeah.
But
he's fine. They bounce.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, that's way quicker than me.
But it was like that was my responsibility. My wife did the sunscreen like maybe a third of the time. I did it 2/3 of the time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You
It's
missed the
important.
nose.
It was her day that his
Well, no,
nose got
because
burnt.
well, just because kids, right? I mean, like, if I could say they're on the field, they're like,
Yeah.
you know, wiping nose, they're hanging out. You're like, and I'm like, Cal, your nose. And he's just like, what are you talking about, Dad? Are you doing cocaine in the dugout, bro? Like, hey, Dad, can I get some more of that bubble gum, bro? And you're like, no, I just want to spray
bubble gum.
Right?
These kids, they get the bubble gum and they lose track of what they're doing.
Oh, gosh.
Guys, you're playing baseball, you're playing softball. It's not about blowing bubbles. Mina finishes a game last week, comes off the field, and doesn't realize just the bubble gum. She's got more bubble gum on her face than I have facial hair. Just what? All over her face.
That's awesome.
And it started to mix with the dirt from being on the field.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I'm like, Mina, you got to go wash your face. What, Dad? I'm like, no, baby,
No.
you got to go wash your face.
Yeah.
It's kind of looking gross to me. Like, I love you, baby, but you got to go wash your face.
The bubble gum and the baseball
It's all
field
coming
sticking
together.
to it. You got the red
and
clay.
then they gave her popsicle after the game too, so she just got the concoction of gross on her face. And
Oh my gosh.
she's oblivious to it. Just like, oh man, that game was rough. But I got this popsicle. I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, baby, just go, please finish the popsicle. Finish it. Your face is driving me crazy.
Yeah. Looks like you got attacked by a Muppet. Come
Oh
on.
man, my
Jesus.
OCD triggers, which is like, bing, 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 bing,
Right?
bing, bing,
It isn't so. It's so weird sometimes. Like you don't even know you have these triggers,
Yeah.
and you go, and then of course a child comes along and goes, "Hey, what does this button do?" And you're like, What does this button do? And like because Corey walks up and is like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't.
I just don't get it.
But
And then
they
the same
caught me
thing
with the
happens.
moment.
Yeah. And then the same thing happens to her, and she goes, rah, rah. I'm like, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. That's what kids do, man.
Yeah.
You know, if there's one thing my parents always said is like, you guys always hit the button. It does. You guys don't usually do it on purpose, but kids and like after a while, like as you get older, my mom and dad are like, just FYI, if you do decide to have kids, just try to prepare yourself. You're never prepared for it. I mean, you don't like.
No.
You mentally think you are, but
Never.
then this ball of insanity rolls around and they're like,
I'm gonna mess with you now.
Oh God,
Yeah.
the injuries, the weird like hospital visits, all that stuff.
yeah.
Oh,
Now,
God.
knock on wood, like we've only had one of those.
I think I've had
we're-
one per kid. Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy. He's taken after me.
Yeah.
My brother went to the hospital, like broke his foot, his leg, his arm, like broke
constant.
just all the stuff. Now he would blame me all the time, but I'm the younger brother, so I don't know how it's my fault. Okay, like we're all playing tag on a set of stairs. I don't know how that's exactly. I don't know how that's my fault.
Why
You know?
didn't you do the math better, bro?
Right. I'm the small, short, skinny one who can fit through and run fast. You guys are like 6-7 inches taller and can fall farther. You know, I'm the one who like fell and cracked my head open and just did the one major injury, and that was it. Like I got it out of the way.
So I'm so jealous of both of you on the sibling tip.
Yeah.
Because like, again, talking games.
Yeah.
I played a lot of solo games.
Yeah.
I like just. Oh, it's just me.
Just you.
I guess I'm gonna have to figure out how do I play Monopoly by myself.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. We need to invent a solo Monopoly.
No,
I mean, I did a lot of that
no, but
too.
no.
But like,
No.
but yeah, I did have many hours crushing my brothers in GoldenEye and Mario Kart 64.
Having siblings for that just like
just making them feel miserable about their life's choices.
Yeah. Right.
I'm
You're like,
excited for when Ceci is going to be old enough for Mina to have those moments, and even more excited for when Mina has like started to age out and Ceci's in her prime of whatever video game or game system we're playing, and Ceci starts to win.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see those moments.
Where the dynamic shifts just a little bit.
It's
Right?
weird though because it's
What
like
an interesting thing! I just realized. Okay, so both of you have siblings,
Right.
but both of you only have one kid.
correct.
I'm an only child. I have two. Oh, we've traded places.
So when I always said that I wanted 2 kids, that was what I wanted because I wanted them to be able to play together.
Yep.
Right.
I didn't want the only child syndrome.
Yep.
Or to leave us alone, you guys can play and
Yeah.
mess with each other. Right.
Correct.
Right.
And
Built-in
then,
babysitting.
And then
eventually.
Luke comes along, and it's like, no, I can't do another. No way. What
I feel like boys have got to be a handful. Like girls are going to be a handful later.
Yeah.
But both of you have boys, and I feel like boys are just.
Well, they're just so it is totally true. Like the what's the phrase the term of art whatever. It's like boys get easier as they get older,
Right. And
but
girls are
girls
gonna
get
get harder.
harder as they get older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was like, come on. I mean, we're all kids are crazy. Like, oh no, it's kind of true.
My girls are good. Like, they listen. They're good. I don't have to. I'm a hard ass, and I don't have to be much of a hard ass anymore.
Oh yeah,
because they're good, and I would imagine if they were boys, I'd still be barking.
Yeah,
I'd still be barking.
There's definitely some times. So here's obviously the crazy thing is I don't remember this as a kid myself, which is why I wish I could call up the parental units and be like, did I do this?
Right.
But like, just take a shower. Like, for the love of God. He's like, you, at the end of the day or in the morning, you like take your choice. Like, I like it at the end. Great. Right. Perfect. Cool. And you're like, hey, Cal, take a shower. Oh, no. Are you stepping in acid? Like, are you only using the hot water here in Arizona? Or technically, are you only using the cold water? Because it's so freaking hot right now. Like, what is, like, dude, just, it's okay. You take the quickest shower. So sometimes I'm also wondering if you actually get in the shower.
Right.
Do you just turn it on and be like, shh, done? Like, did you actually do anything? Like,
no, they don't. They don't do anything in there.
God. So, and the funny part, so it's crazy. And also the fun part is
they just get wet enough and put a tiny bit of shampoo so that when you smell check them, that they pass the smell check. That's it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You've caught Luke doing this?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, because you lean in, you're like,
100%.
all right, smell check. Like you lean in and you give him a hug goodnight. And like, oh, I smell shampoo. And then you go, right over, what? Bro, did you actually shampoo your hair? Well, of course like the spot, the unicorn spot. Like, that's what we're like, next time. Do you want me to hang out in the shower with you? Like,
do we need to go back to me bathing you?
Right.
Because we can.
We can. I'm gonna get out.
You're not double digits yet.
Right. Although Kyle being like, he put up a fight. Like, I'd have to. It would be, not. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, just get in the shower. No, Dad. I don't want to. What? Dude, you're 12. Shut up, Dad. But he's getting better now. The crazy thing. So the flip side happens. He's in there.
And then he doesn't want to come out. He's just there for an hour and a half.
Yeah, but I'm like, you still got to actually clean and scrub.
But
I
fell asleep in here.
He's just sitting on the tub like this.
Yep. Just.
Dude, it's not spa day. Come on. I'm not bringing you cucumbers.
When I was younger, when I was a kid, young teen, my stepmom used to be like, all right, we need to wash your hair. And she would like take me to the kitchen sink and like shampoo my hair. Mm-hmm. But she always did it in such a way and that I loved it. Like I was like,
sure,
let's go. Like it's
bring me up.
It's spa day. We're just relaxing, just sitting back, just letting the hot water.
When you go get the haircut, you lean in the sink and you get in there. So, oh my God, we totally did this the other day with Cal. I was like, Cal, how do you wash your hair? Because I got questions. And Corey's like, what do you mean you have questions? Like, so I said, like, how do you wash your hair? What do you do? For those listening at home, like, he just goes like he's just, pats it on and does a little scrubble. I'm like, bro.
No.
Let me.
No.
So I do this. I do the thing and like, come here, turn around. And like, this is how you're. You remember, he's like, oh, Dad, that feels good. Oh, yeah.
Well, now you do it for yourself.
Yeah. And I'm like, now you do it. He's like, no, Dad, can you wash my hair? I'm like,
no!
You're 12! Damn it! Like, come on! And Corey's like, yeah, like, how have you been? I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Like, so we need, like, obviously we revisit these things and we're building a foundation and sometimes you got to revisit and like do a little like structural reconstruction or whatever. And you're like, all right, just get in there with your fingertips and actually give yourself a scalp. It feels good. And he's like, you're right. It does feel good. I'm like, yes. So what are you doing tomorrow? And then, of course, today he's just like, hey, Cal, how was it? And he's like, oh.
I just
let's go. I was like, all right. Well, it's a process,
right?
It's a learning process with the children.
And again, I've got the inverse.
Right.
I get the girls' tub ready, and then I have to fight them to get out. Okay, girls, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
Again, it's not spa day. Let's go. We got homework to do. You got to get ready. No.
Like, help a dad out. Like, please. Man. I love the fact that you're getting clean and, like, this is good. This is good. Again, good hygiene and all that stuff. But it's been an hour.
Yeah.
Like come on. Yeah. We don't have any hot water left. And we want to, like, do some laundry or something. But, yeah.
It's easier right now because it's baseball season. I can judge it. You guys got an inning and a half and then you're out.
Right. No, exactly.
Because an inning and a half could be long, and you guys got to luxurize, and like sometimes they come out on their own. Cool. You guys finished up. Good. I'm still watching. You just handle you.
We're under time still, so we're fine. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But I do like having one kid, because originally that was the idea, having two kids again.
Right.
They can play with, hang out, and then Corey was like, I don't know, man.
And
I was like, oh, okay,
it's a handful.
It's a handful, And Cal's definitely turned. I'm like, I don't know. I think he would have made an awesome older brother, like an awesome sibling.
Oh yeah,
but it's fine. Obviously we can be like, oh God, yes, we only have one. The amount of baseball families, they're like, we have a basketball game, then a soccer game, and then a baseball game, and then we had this, and like, I drop the kid, like the wife would drop the kids off, go pick up them. The dad shows up and does this, and then they both take them this, and they have to show up at the game later on. And they're just sitting there like,
I can't even
they
imagine
shotgun a Red Bull as they walked in. They're like, guys, anybody got any cocaine?
Right? I can't imagine that lifestyle because
it's crazy.
I had both girls in gymnastics.
Right.
But because they're different age groups, one's got 4 hours of gymnastics 3 days a week. The other one's got an hour and a half one day.
Yeah.
So, I still got to occupy the little while the big one's in class. And then they both get out. And then you got to figure out dinner. Except one of them got hungry while she wasn't in class. So she already ate dinner. So now I got to, Happy Meal?
Yeah, right. How are we going to get food in your... I don't know.
What are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? I don't care. Just eat something.
And Cal's always like, get home. And Rag's like, hey, Dad, Dad, I'm hungry.
At 12, though... He can eat.
He can put it away.
Go fix something. No, but he can handle himself in the kitchen.
He does pretty good. Yes.
Like he at least knows which munchies he can deal with without having to prepare anything.
Right.
Like, you're hungry, go handle it.
Yeah. And I'm like, 5 o'clock's kind of around 5:30 is kind of the shut off ish. Like that.
No more grazing.
Right. We're approaching a landing zone of dinner. Mm-hmm. Let's not ruin. Now, of course, sometimes it doesn't really matter because he's just like, what's in the day? Like. Corey and I, we had a pretty good sized dinner, and we're like, oh, God, I'm kind of stuffed. And Kyle's like, hey, is there more? I'm like, damn. I wasn't expecting this to happen until, like end of junior high into high school. Like,
no, but your son's big, though.
He's a big dude.
Like, he's stocky, ready to rip that baseball.
Yeah.
He's hungry.
So he's got a lot of mass to energize, as it were. So, it's great. But I'm looking forward to, but also... worried about the day when he comes in, if he hopefully continues to play baseball or in the sports ball. Like, he comes in and he's like, hi, guys, I brought my friends over. And we're like, so we ate the fridge. Literally, I ate the... I'm like, what?
Yeah, when he brings the team, you are screwed.
Like, I remember, because being in band, like, I was in the marching band, so some of our friends would show up. Yeah, geek, thank you. I wasn't that bad. I did have... we ran the gamuts, but we were bandy geeky. But there was only like 5 of us, and usually for game night when we came over to play D&D.
5's reasonable.
And sometimes it went up to 10. Like we sometimes had like a partay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But my mom would be like, you could see her eyes kind of go, okay. I've got 5 to 6 high school seniors.
Yep.
Going,
is there anything to eat?
Guys, we're going to play D&D and then we're going to eat. And Mom's like, oh. So she would make this like, I can make spaghetti. She would make like 2 boxes. She get 2 of those pound boxes of spaghetti, make it up, whip up a little sauce, whatever, put a little ground beef, like, and she'd be like, oh, okay, there'll be a little left over for my dad and her. Like, no, it was gone. It was gone. So, and I was never a huge eater, but like there was some friends who like, hey, is there are you gonna eat that? I'm like, bro, like
that was me. Like I'd go over to my friend's house and his dad would be there and be like, oh, Paul's here. Time to make an extra meal.
Yeah. No, it's true. So since it's just 3 of us, when we're looking at dinner ideas and recipes, it serves 4.
Yeah.
So we think
that should be fine.
A little left over for lunch, so we can do it. And I swear, I think like 75% of the time it serves 3.
Yep.
Because Kyle's like, I'm still
hungry.
Like, dude, you put down like 2 steaks and a burger. Like,
I wish I could get Luke to eat like that.
Oh man, I wish I could get the girls to eat like that.
It's crazy.
If it's not Takis, that kid's not interested in putting it in his mouth.
Well, there is that, and we definitely had that. Like Corey and I are like, we need to have a ground plan because ain't no way we're making special meals. Like, dinner's dinner.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna make.
Yeah.
And how do we like make sure that he's okay with it? So as we start, like, hey, try this. And there's some feuds. This is the best. Corey's like, hey, babe, we're having Brussels sprouts tonight. And I'm like, we're having what?
Bro, Brussels sprouts are good.
I have.
When they're prepared correctly,
that's
they
the
are
deal.
really good.
They can be good. So I did not.
You can
like that.
easily F them up.
Oh yeah, well it's like it's a 1% ratio. Like they turn to crap instantly. But she's like, I'm gonna make Brussels sprouts, and you better eat them in front of the kid.
Yeah, right.
Because he needs to learn to like them and eat them. I'm like,
Okay.
So but she roasted them.
Okay.
Yep.
So she put them in the oven, roasted them. Just again, olive oil, salt and pepper, delicious. And they came out. I'm like, what the?
Right.
Like, sorry. This is real. And Cal's like, Dad, language. I'm like, these are actually pretty good.
Right.
Like I was like, she's like, you like them? Like, okay, there's still the Brussels sprouty bitterness. Like it's. But I can eat like these crispy, delicious potato chippy typey thingies.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. So there's a method of cooking called roasting I need to be aware of now. So I'm like, roast some veggies. Yes. So we went we're lucky Cal. Whenever he goes to a friend's house and stuff like that, most of the parents are like, you guys are so lucky.
He eats anything.
He'll just kind of eat it.
Yeah.
For the most part, obviously he puts ketchup on his ketchup. So he loves the condiments.
Right.
But he's just like, oh yeah, our kid just only eats Takis or only eats chicken fingers. And Cal's like, hey, do you guys got any like filet mignon or beef Wellington or whatever? And they're like, you got any fresh, what is it? Like free range salmon with a hint of lemon? And they're like, what are you talking? Your kid's awesome. He eats everything. You're like, that's good.
We tried to do the same thing. We encourage him to eat all the things, try a little bit of everything. We're on this cruise. Turns out my kid loves seafood.
Oh.
He will put seafood away.
Okay.
My wife and I hate seafood. I will never cook a salmon in my household.
That is too funny. I love it.
He loves fish, shrimp,
all
of it.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
of
too
course.
funny.
'Cause
That is, dude. My Mina is if I don't cook whatever meat perfectly, like in a way that she's gonna like it, that kid's gonna be a vegetarian. She's told me I want to be a fruitarian. Can I? No, can't afford to buy you just fruit. You crazy? I
gotta
love
have
you, baby
protein.
girl, but I'm like, eat a string cheese, something, man. Like,
Right?
I'm not buying tofu. No.
Like
I gotta wanna eat it
you can
too.
do some cool like there's some proteins, but yes, like
No,
hey,
man,
let's do some
we're
lentils, do
Latino.
some
Like
stuff.
she'll starve in our household if she can't eat meat. It's that simple, for real.
Oh my God,
we go
that's
to
awesome.
Abuelito's house. It's barbecue all the time. Let's go.
Yeah. That is, I love that, Paul. That is
That's
so
funny as hell.
ironic.
It's wonderful.
I will
And,
specifically tell him next time we go to Joe's Crab Shack. I'll like, hey, Luke, you're coming with us.
Yeah. So go ahead, let me pick you up.
We're
You wanna hint?
That's just it. I like shellfish.
Okay.
My wife doesn't care for shellfish very
like-
much. She'll
but
eat
like
it every
fish,
now and
fish.
then.
Yeah.
But like fish, I hate.
Okay.
I'm
just not
unless
you?
it's sushi. I like raw fish.
Okay. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. But like I love shellfish. I can't eat shellfish anymore because of my
Allergies?
gout. It's on the no list.
It's on the no-fly list.
So,
Oh, dude.
So yeah, so it was really cool, like being at the fancy dinner every night on the cruise ship, and like
looking
you
at
get
all
the
the things you
3-course
wanted to
meal.
eat and you
Yeah.
couldn't.
Well, there's that, but like I would take the menu, and normally he orders exclusively off the kids menu.
Right.
It's cheeseburger and French fries, and he just eats the French fries with ketchup on his ketchup. But this time I hand him the adult menu. I'm like, hey, what do you want? He's like, the fish, the shrimp. All right, let's
right.
go.
Let's go.
Hey,
and
chef's
he
back
ate it
there.
all.
He
and
ate all.
was-
He
Oh my
ate
gosh.
all of
and
it.
he was jazzed.
Packed it all away. He loved every minute of it.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really
It
good.
was really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
No, I love because Corey loves that stuff too. Like Corey's into the seafood and the fish. I can do fish a little bit. Like if it's deep fried, obviously.
Okay.
I just taste the deep fried goodness.
Sure.
Is there a protein in here? I don't know. I'm
Somewhere.
just deep fried. You know, like shrimp tempura, stuff like that. Oh,
Right.
I hate shrimp, but I'll eat some tempura. Like that's good stuff. But she loves the seafood in. So does Cal.
Okay.
So when we go to sushi or whatever,
Right.
they're like, she's like, I know you love me when we go to a seafood restaurant and you like order the chicken fingers, and I'm like, get whatever you want, babe.
Yeah,
I'm,
yep.
Like I'm wearing a mask. Like this, it's the smell. It's everything about
Everything
it.
about it just doesn't work
messes
for
with
you.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I came home in Florida. There was 2 moments in my life I knew I hated it. Like coming home to Florida, my mom's making a boatload of shrimp, like fresh from the ocean.
Yeah.
Like not even 10 minutes from water to plate.
Yep.
I walk in, I almost throw up. Like
the smell
I
wasn't for
passed.
you.
Like she looks at me and she goes, "Holy shit, you gotta lie down." I'm just like, "Oh, like it was weird. Like I had such a
like a visceral reaction.
Yeah.
Wow.
and it was crazy. And then we're back east visiting Corey's friends when they were in Boston. Again, lobster, 10 minutes, water to plate, done. This is gonna be. She's like, this is gonna be the best. This is the best lobster you'll ever have. It was amazing, just lobster and butter. It was so disgusting. It was the most. Like
the smell.
the smell was bad, but like tasting it was like, how can you, like, what did you, God? And she goes, don't worry, babe, we made you a steak. And I'm like, all right, like steak or chicken or whatever. I'm just,
Right.
give me the tuna of the sea or the steak of the land. I don't give a crap. Just, oh God, this is disgusting. But they were all just like, oh, this lobster is amazing.
See, I'm the pure opposite. Give me lobster, give me crab, give me shrimp. I'll
Eat that
pack
up.
that stuff away,
Yeah.
diet willing.
Right, when you can.
My mom came over it was either right before my wife and I got married. Yeah, it was right before. It was like one of the first time my wife, fiance then, met my mom. My mom comes out to Texas, and she's like, I'm going to make you guys this delicious dinner. And she spends all day in the kitchen. We go to work.
Yeah.
We come home, the house just reeks like
Fish.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
And she pulls out this like fancy salad with this like baked salmon that she put on it. I took 2 bites and I was like, I can't do this.
Oh God. Fish, like it's a little touchy. Like there's sometimes I'm like, like salmon. I'm like, but sometimes, and I've tried to find recipes. Like we make a fried fish at home, like a fake deep fried fish, really good. But again, it's breaded, deep fried, delicious.
Well, yeah, I mean, as kids, we like fish, the frozen fish sticks. My parents would make those.
Yeah.
We were 6, 7 kids in a household.
Yeah.
Get down,
So it was like fish
Yeah.
sticks for dinner was like one of our go-tos.
Yeah.
And I ate the crap out of that stuff with ketchup on ketchup.
Yes.
And then as an adult, it's like I can eat a couple of fish sticks, but then by the end of it, I'm like, ugh.
No, it's funny because the in-laws, of course, mom made a salmon dinner.
Okay.
You know, we're like, ooh, had a Cal over hanging out. Like one time date night, and they were having a dinner, and she made salmon. And Cal's like, that was amazing. That was so good. That salmon was so delicious, Grandma. And so Corey and I are like, oh, let's expand our horizons. Let's make a dish. We can do some fish. And he was like, where did you guys get this salmon? this salmon tastes weird. And Corey and I are like, salmon, bro. Math is math. Salmon. And he's like, no, I don't. Is this free range or is this farm? And I shit you not. He was like, yeah, I don't like farm salmon. Like, it tastes weird. And we're both like, well, that's dinner, bro. So eat it. He's like,
Throw some salt on it or something.
Right. Get some
Figure it
ketchup.
out.
Get some ketchup. Whatever. He walked over to the fridge and pulled out the ketchup or ranch, one of the two. But he's like, no.
Ranch on salmon?
Well,
no.
Anything
No.
on salmon
No,
with
that's
butters.
child abuse. Somebody call CPA.
Hey, he will come out with the
You don't
ranch and
allow
salmon.
that.
Like I have made, like Corey and I will make, like we're not like
Even I
French
have
stuff.
limits.
We'll make some delicious food. And we're like, all right, just try it. He's like, he comes out with
the condiments.
with
He's
the
like
ranch
me.
and with the ranch and ketchup. And he's like, no.
Try it.
You will try it first.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, it's good.
Yeah.
Just got slathered. I'm like, and Corey's like, all right, I guess you do need to go buy the Costco-sized ketchup and ranch. I'm like, I told you. Like, this kid is going to go through it.
Right.
Like, I swear he wakes up and just drinks ranch in the morning. Like, what are you doing? Just dip him in. Is that a protein shake made out of ranch? What are you? Oh, my God, this kid. Kids are awesome, guys. If you're wondering if you should have kids, you should have kids. It's just, it is the craziest freaking thing ever. They're
gross.
awesome. They're so gross and
They're
fantastic. And yes, I like to describe it as the most insane roller coaster. The craziest thing you will ever do. Like, I've hiked mountains by myself, which is stupid. right? Like no one knew where I was.
Right.
I didn't tell
The hiking
anybody.
the mountain does seem pretty dumb.
Yeah, and it was like I'm in the middle of Scotland. I could just, no one would know. They'd find like a little orange little jackets, that's fine. But having kids is even crazier and funner and stupider. It's nuts. So yeah,
It's so worth it, but
it's
also so insane.
so insane. But speaking of kids and games,
At
no, I'm
some
kidding.
point,
At some
we should
point, we're gonna-
probably
all right.
get to the namesake of our.
Well, we are at
podcast here.
Funkatronic Rex babysitting and more. So
That's right.
Don't
my
forget our
gosh.
taxi cab services.
right. Just where would you like to go? Oh my gosh,
To school,
to school, back to school,
practice.
pick them up. It's great.
home, to school, to practice.
That's it.
home.
Toss
Hey,
some
there's
homework
this.
there.
I hear there's this game
Oh,
that's pretty popular in
game
the
is
store. I
this?
was wondering, maybe you guys could tell me a little bit more about it.
What game is this?
I think it's like Star Trek Rebellion.
and it is.
That
Yes.
sounds
Star Trek: The Final
vaguely
Frontier.
Wrong.
Yes, Star Trek: The
But-
Final Frontier is great in the original Klingon.
Star Trek, not Super Complete Edition.
Yes,
Is that what it was?
Yes. The con set was awesome because it's just William Shatner's face going. "God!" It's great. Yes.
What was
No,
Star Trek 6? Was it the final? It was like the last frontier.
was it? I thought it was the last.
Final Frontier.
I thought it was,
Was
Final
it
Frontier.
Is that
Yeah.
what 6 was called?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, we'll have to go back and look.
That's the one with the weird, like, the guy
the-
who's like the God Planet thing.
Who thinks he like the God movie?
Yeah,
They're searching
yeah.
for a
Yeah, for
higher
a higher
being.
power.
3 was the one with the whales, right?
Yes.
3 was
Search
whales.
for Spock is whales.
Yes.
No.
No.
No,
No.
No.
That's
3 is
4.
Search for Spock.
3 is Search for Spock. 4,
Whales is next.
4 is Whales.
So isn't
Four
it?
is whales.
If I remember right, it's the odd ones in the Star Treks
4
that
is
are
the Voyage Home. It's the evens that are good.
the evens that are good and the odd
With-
ones are funky.
With
Then
Search for
4
Spock.
4 can't be the one with the whales because that one's like bad, right?
No,
Well,
see,
no, it's pretty
Search
good.
for Spock is bad. Is Whales. Hold on.
Is it? I know. Oh my God.
it's the one that they go
Wrath
back
of
in
Khan.
time.
2 is Wrath of
Great.
Khan.
3 is Search for Spock,
Yes.
where they go back in time with the bird of prey.
Oh,
Okay. And
Did
then
they go back in
build-
time and
they
search for
build the
Spock?
transparency.
Yes.
They give the past transparency technology so
Right.
that they can.
I'm
put the
looking for
whales
nuclear
in
vessels.
The
Yes. Yes. Chekhov walking
Yep.
around San
Looking for-
Francisco
Yep.
talking to police. Nuclear vessels. I'm looking for the nuclear. The cop's like, bro, what are you?
that was 3.
Peak
Yeah.
4
Cold
is
War.
the voyage home. That's where taking Spock to get like put
That's
back into his body.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's like baby Spock at the beginning or something. Don't they like find?
Well, no.
No, they're
'cause
putting
Spock
his brain back. in
Spock's brain slash
is
ego,
like
soul is in
elsewhere.
Bones' brain. Remember, because where
That's
he died,
right.
he goes.
He does the mind meld.
He does the mind meld.
and he puts his brain into Bones.
Right.
And then Bones is kind of getting a little off.
Right.
Because Spock's in there making him crazy, and so they get the baby Spock
Right.
who grows up real fast.
Because he's no.
And they-
So I
and then
think
they mind meld him back when they
right.
get back to
Because I think the
Vulcan.
whales is the next one. Because isn't it?
Whales is 3.
Is it 3?
Whales is definitely
Because
3.
they have to go to the planet where Genesis blows up, and that's where they find the torpedo tube that's open and
Right.
Spock's
Yes.
alive
That's
and been reborn or whatever. So
Well, the torpedo tube was the end of 2.
end of 2.
Yeah.
So I think 3.
3 is the Search for Spock.
Yeah. All right, you
It's
guys
fine.
all you guys in the
4,
comments and the discords and the
5.
stuff. Let
These
us know.
these nerds don't know what they're talking about. We
these
just
nerds-
lost like 18
We
listeners.
did. Like, half these issues, like,
I don't
you
care.
guys
It's
don't
the
know
Star
Star
Wars
Trek. I know. We're Star Wars. No, it's all good. We love all the stars.
5 is Undiscovered Country.
Right, in the original
Which
Klingon.
I like that movie. That's
Yeah.
the one that has
But that's an odd number.
the
You
bad
just
guy.
said evens.
You're right.
So-
Maybe it's that the evens have the good music because Wrath of Khan has James Horner.
Yeah.
And so does 6 has James Horner.
Yeah.
It's 2.
I don't know. Well, we got phones that we can look this stuff
yeah,
up
but
on.
that would be cheating. I'm
but yeah,
trying
yeah,
to use my what's left of my white cells.
right? Come on.
No, not white
Let
cells,
my
gray
help-
cells. Yeah, wow.
Exactly.
I mean, of the three of
exactly.
us, you do have the least of those.
This is
Yeah,
true.
it's true. That is
Both.
true.
What?
Wait.
What?
Hold on. Huh? Excuse me? Baking powder? Oh my gosh. No. So I think we're like bringing up the Star
Wars.
Unlimited.
No.
Semi-limited.
Contained.
Contained. Yes. Star
Hard
Wars.
to find at times.
Star Wars Ltd. .co.
Star
Incorporated.
Wars Destiny.
Oh, I still cry
Without
a
the
little
dice.
bit. I still
And
cry
better.
a little bit with
I
that.
still have all of my Destiny cards.
I
Sorry
have.
for
They're
you.
all in storage right now.
I have them all sitting in my garage and
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
closet.
You know, I feel like that's a game that's just because the fact we're going to talk about Star Wars Unlimited, but because
Eventually,
Unlimited
yeah.
very much does a lot of the same good things, I don't see Destiny as a game that's ever going to come back in like the
no.
in like a, even in like a cult space.
Well, no, I
Like-
think-
like
They did have a fan following for a bit. I don't know if
But
it's
I
still,
still think
being
there's,
supported after Unlimited.
It's not being obviously technically supported, but
Right.
there's definitely like several of the podcasts and YouTube guys that did stuff about Star Wars Destiny content.
Right.
They're still producing Destiny content.
On a
intermixed
fan
with,
level.
Yeah, on a fan level. And there's still like a Star Wars Destiny group thing. They go, hey, we've just created a set. The sets are small. And they
Right.
say, like, here's some stickers you can print to, because we have so many
So many
extra
dice,
dice.
yeah, it's
You
easy
just
to
put the
have, right.
sticker
Put a
on your
sticker on
dice.
top, sure.
And I was kind of floored when I went like, wait, you guys have made a new Destiny podcast, and there's some cool cards, and people are having fun. But again, it's more of a cult thing.
That feels more like,
Fandom
my
based.
16-year-old brother and my 14-year-old brother, like we were all playing this when it was
Yeah.
on shelves. It aged out. We didn't have a budget, so cool. We had by default an internal play group, but who's the rest of the world playing with?
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's just that. It's just like, hey, it's free online, download, play with your friends, and hang
Yeah,
out.
that's
And which
even
is,
there.
which is fine.
I will say that, like, in today's age, that type of support, fan base support, it's
Yeah.
a lot easier now than it's ever been, because now you
agree.
can go to like Tabletop Simulator,
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
download the mods and
Well,
play
there's-
the games with people on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, God, I was terrible at that. But there's a company out there because I got a set when it first died, and somebody was trying to do a crowdfunding thing. It's like,
Right.
hey, if you buy a couple of packages or whatever, I will include for free, because you can't sell it, a set of cards that you design it, put it online, and it's a print on demand. And they were solid. They were pretty cool. And again, came with a few stickers. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, this is kind of fun. This is an interesting Darth Vader. There's an interesting this and that. But again, small print. It's print on demand. You can print them
Yeah.
out. And that's what I did for my Star Wars Legendary cards. Like, I
Yeah.
downloaded them, and I sent them to a print shop online. And they're
Yeah,
like,
but Legendary is a closed set, which
yeah.
I think that's the difference in my mind. Is like a closed set. Legendary, I made one set. It plays internally,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to I made stuff as an add-on to this game that I wasn't in the room while they were playtesting it
Right.
or designing it.
Yeah.
I haven't play tested this. I don't have the resources by default to play test this across all the different ideas that are out
Right.
there. So inevitably, like it's gonna.
Oh, there's going to be
It's
some
a different level
broken
of quality
stuff. Yeah.
control and a little different level of like, I don't know. I would never want to play against that set. And again, like, who's he playing with other than his
Right.
brothers?
It's definitely a homebrew hangout.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's do a little nostalgia run and roll some dice.
It's like
you know.
speaking Klingon at your game table.
Yeah. as you
I
do.
mean, that's cool for somebody. I don't
you
see
really
the-
want to geek out.
I don't see the value.
Right.
But
But
that's me.
So I was very sad when obviously Destiny went away.
Yeah, all three of us were big into Destiny
Yeah.
when it was
It's a
out.
good game.
So it was a lot of fun. I frankly enjoyed the fact that I could build a deck, and the dice will just a little bit of chaos. Like, you can make it as fine tuned as you want, but the dice are still going to dice. So you still have as I like to think, I still had a chance to to do stuff because I could roll hot or not. So I was very sad when it went away, and then Star
And then a
Wars
few
Unlimited.
years later,
Unlimited
we
does,
finally
like,
get
all
another
the-
Star Wars game.
All
Yeah.
the things minus the
The
chance
dice.
of the die roll.
Right.
I miss the chance of the die roll, but at the same time, I get where the chance of the die roll by default makes it less feasible as a competitive game and less feasible to grow a competitive game, because ultimately chance has as much a say as my strategy. And like, nobody wants to lose to chance when
Right.
they've done all the things right.
Well,
and
I mean, I think, and I don't disagree.
Sure.
You know, but a counterbalance to that is we have stuff like Sigmar and 40K, which is definitely heavy on the dice rolling. Like, yeah, I'm going to roll 46-sideds, but I still might not hit you. So I think there is a way to...
Yeah, but I think that
people...
works differently, though, because there's so much X factor in a table game. In like a miniatures game, there's so much X factor. Your army, how does it counter my army just by default?
Oh, right,
beyond that, deployment, beyond that, terrain, like there's so much X factor that putting one more X factor multiplier doesn't affect the game. Card games, there's the X factor of my opponent and their deck, and then the shuffle.
Right.
When you throw another X factor on there, it like it's a much bigger multiplier.
Okay, I agree with that idea. Like it has a bigger effect because you can fine tune your deck for days.
Like I've tuned this out that like it's consistently draws what I need.
Right.
It does what I need. I can play it it comes out the way it's supposed to. Oh, except for this die roll, and my die rolls are off, and all day I got the exact wrong thing. I kept hitting the blank side of the die or whatever I think that's viscerally against a notion of how competitive TCGs play.
Right.
No,
I agree.
In a competitive TCG, my design of my deck should be what comes through, what shines. The design times my play versus the design of yours times your play. If we add in die rolls, you could be playing with the deck that wasn't plotted out right, but you just keep getting lucky on like that hot roll. You're beating up my tuned, I took time on this deck. Or the net deck that like... Because even in Destiny, there was still a concept of net decks. This is the deck that mathematically should win.
Oh, yeah. There's the meta deck that came around.
It doesn't neuter that, but it makes that a lot less effective and a lot less consistent. And like, well, what's the value of having my playset if it's not going to be consistent?
Right. And I do think it affected people. Like, I want to focus on, like, Magic players. Like, I have tuned my deck. These are the cards. I don't want to have an X factor coming in. Like, people with 40K and Marvel Crisis Protocol and stuff like that, all the dice games, they tune the list to take out as many of the variables as possible to focus on that, but they still have that chance.
I feel like Destiny as a whole was a huge win for Fantasy Flight, and I think... It was a good, Fantasy Flight and Asmodee have had a lot of collectible card games come out, and most of them fall by the wayside within a year.
Right. They
don't go anywhere because it's hard to get an audience. Destiny had a lot of things going for it that were smart. It took a good IP that already has a built-in audience.
Yep.
The audience has some overlap with whoever would be playing card games, whatnot, but at the same time, it's a different enough skin. Sci-fi and fantasy are different enough worlds. I want to play sci-fi. The skin of Star Wars is endlessly sexier to me than the skin of Magic, even though Magic has cool ideas going on and whatnot. No, I want to fly around in space. Destiny
have I got good news for you.
Is Star Wars coming to Magic?
No, but we're going to space in the next, in-universe.
Oh, I did hear about that. I did see that, yeah.
Sci-fi Magic.
Yeah.
But I think Destiny was... good for the design of Unlimited, and if it weren't for Destiny's fails, I think Unlimited wouldn't have the success that it has now. In that, I think they came up with a bunch of good mechanics that they've carried over to Destiny or to Unlimited, but they also tried a lot of ideas that were good ideas. Okay. Other ideas, they're like, okay, that was a niche, like the die. It was a good idea. It was a unique mechanic. It was cool. But you see the backside of it. It's not sustainable because the die made it so expensive to ship.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the actual production of the game was so hard.
And had they been a little bit smarter up front, they would have been smarter to say, instead of charging $5 for a pack that only has one die and 5 cards, why don't we charge $5 for a pack that has 15 cards, and then the cards, the rare card that would have the die just has numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have this effect.
you have your
and
own?
You just bring your own die.
Yeah.
And you can still sell the accessory dice. Here's the hot Star
Well,
Wars
you're right. There's
accessory
always
die.
great accessories to sell.
But no, just print it on the card, then we could have more cards. I don't know what their thought process was beyond like, no, if we do this, we can have less cards in the pack. We can justify having less cards, so then they have to buy more. Yeah, but you killed the game because of that.
Right.
You know,
Well, no, take a
to
page from Games
manufacture.
Workshop, or when they built those games, they're like, everybody's got 6 set of dice lying around.
Yep.
So if we just make a miniatures game and you guys grab all your Monopoly dice and all your stuff, you just roll 6 out. You know, and we thought about that too. It was like, oh, I forgot my dice. Well, just grab a 6 side and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Exactly.
And it's fine. You know, oh my gosh, and I totally had a flashback to another card game that came out that came with tiny little dice. It was like
Dice Masters did it.
It was Dice Masters, and it was a build your own pirate ship.
I know what you're
game.
talking about. We had those too.
And I was just like, okay, putting together those small ships was fun for 30 seconds, and then you're like, this sucks.
Yep.
And then it's like, this tiny I'm gonna lose this dice because I'm gonna accidentally like eat it with my chips or something because it's
It
stuck
was
on my
so
finger.
small,
Like, how do I nowadays with my peepers? I'm like, I can't even read that damn thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Those
But,
dice were tiny.
but that idea of like, listen, you need, everybody has 6 set of dice. Make it a dice box with an extra dice or 2 included. You can make them blue, green, all that stuff.
I think they tried ideas. They found out what ideas didn't work. They found out what ideas will work. And I think a lot of Unlimited success is based on what they already saw with Destiny.
Yeah.
So I give them props for that. Unlimited is surprisingly fun to me.
Yeah.
I'm still
Good.
interested. I was wanting. I didn't play the game till set 3.
Right.
Because I was like, dude, I don't want
to get in another game.
I don't want to get into another game.
Dang it.
I don't want to get into another Star Wars game run by a company who lets their games just fizzle. I don't want to do any of that. I already had a bunch of Destiny shit, and I sold it at a loss because, I waited too long to sell it all. I don't want to do this again. But I think the fact that it's just cards makes it instantly much more accessible. It opens it up to a larger market. It's still the sexy IP.
Yeah.
I personally liked most of the art from Destiny more than most of the art from Star Wars. I don't like the card, or from Unlimited, I don't like the card design. I think the actual card is too busy, like the layout of the cards, the units.
Right.
Numbers,
how
colors.
the actual physical design of it. I can see that.
I don't like the layout. I've grown to just whatever. I'm looking past it.
Well, you have to deal with it.
I'm dealing with it.
Yeah.
I do and don't like the alternate art. I love the hyperspace. Every card should be hyperspace because it just looks cooler.
It looks so
But
awesome.
I get why. No, that's got to be the chase card. You got to be looking for those hyperspaces to fancy out your deck.
Yeah.
I get it. That was a smart move on their part.
Well, having the
they
hyperspace foil.
Like the showcases, they
Yeah.
Pokemon the game from the jump was really smart on their part. The last set, collector boxes, was like, hey, let's steal a page from Magic now. And that was also a good move.
It's funny. I thought they were only going to do that for that set. Every now and then we'll do now it's like, oh, by the way, it's Legends of the Force comes out. Why would no, exactly. And that's
they
we
charge
could sell
twice as
everybody
much.
that we were going to sell $120 box or $140 box.
Yeah.
Now we can sell them a $300 box and a $140 box because they still need the cards
And the cards don't cost that much more to print
at all.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same print run, and then you go, well, here's
Let's just make
100
different
extra.
art and make them foil.
Yeah. And I gotta say that the Prestige,
looked baller.
Oh, it was I would say 90. Because that's 95% of those things were sweet alt art cards. Absolutely.
Even the bad cards in Prestige art still look rad. And it's in space, and it's Star Wars.
Yes.
I'm very impressed with. We're on set 4?
Yeah.
In only 4 sets, they've widened the game enough with both mechanics and new cards and whatnot that in the first couple sets, as I was looking at the game and I was thinking back to the mistakes they made with Destiny, like the card rulings and stuff, there's some questionable verbiage on cards where I'm like, man, they're going to rule on this the wrong way, and this game's going to be the same bullshit as Destiny, and I'm going to get frustrated with it and not want to play anymore. I think they've done a really good job in set 3 and 4 of opening the game up with new mechanics instead of like doubling down on like, let's go with this thing that was questionable. No, let's just add more stuff in general.
Right.
And
make the pool bigger so that these interactions are less common.
And less dangerous because there's more answers to them and just more other threats.
Yeah.
Like, I think every color has gotten a little bit, has gotten better. Like I feel like in the first couple sets, those double color cards, the double pips, like the cunning and vigilance and all those, dude, if you don't have a play set, you're just losing.
Yeah. Sometimes I haven't used them in a while, but I agree.
I think you don't need them anymore. I think there's enough other stuff in the game, and there's enough other value cards, and there's just enough different decks that you can build now. That like, I don't need those double colored bangers that I don't have. I still don't have. I think the only expensive cards I have from the first set are Vader. I have a play set of Vader, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even have a playset of Vader yet, so it's fine.
Like,
but because I do the hero stuff, and then I trade away my villains.
And I do the opposite.
So it works out great, So I'm like, okay, I'll get it eventually.
I keep pulling Luke Skywalkers.
Yeah. Dude, shut up, bro.
No, but like I trade them all away or sell them. Like, hey, go. Go. I'm not playing this.
Do it while you sell them while you can.
Yep.
Until the new Luke comes out or, whatever. No, there's an interesting question because I know that Destiny, when it came out, had like the usual logistics issue. We've made, let's say we made 1 million units. And if there's one thing to count on with Star Wars fans is they are passionate and rabid. And they will absolutely jump on a train like, hey, there's a new Star Wars thing. And they're going to, there's blood in the water. We're going to go for it and eat it up. So Star Wars Destiny like disappeared. Right?
Yeah.
It was hard to find.
It is because that print run was so small, and once it caught fire, just like any other game, now everybody's chomping at the bit to get some product to sell it themselves.
We saw the same thing happen with Lorcana.
Yeah. And then the same thing that happens with all these games is, sure, all these different stores want to sell the product, but it's hard to coalesce an audience and an actual organized play group. So, cool, there's 15 stores in town where you can buy Lorcana.
Right.
3 of them are actually firing any kind of organized play. There's 15 places in town you can buy Star Wars Unlimited. I think we're one of 3 that consistently fires.
Yeah.
So there's...
Now, because I know at the beginning, because I was like, one of the things I was concerned about when I heard about Unlimited was, please don't let what happened to Destiny happen to Unlimited. Like, you guys need to make a metric, just one shipping container ship. Just fill it all with, because it will be gone. It will be bought.
Yeah.
People will eat it up. And it felt like, it while not as bad as Destiny, it was
they hedged their
there
bets.
was a little bit of a hiccup, and they're like, we're going to do a reprint.
I think they were scared. I think whoever's at the top of the food chain there at Asmodee is like, hey, we're a collectible card game. I don't know. Maybe. But like we haven't had a lot of success. I think somebody should have manned up and been like, yo, it's a Star Wars IP.
Exactly.
We've already had success across the board with Star Wars IP.
People are getting frustrated with Magic.
Why wouldn't you go whole hog?
Something new.
If they printed 1 million units of that first set, they should have printed 2.
Yeah.
Because they would have sold.
Yeah.
And more to the point, if they had done their homework correctly, they'd know, okay, if we're really going to go in on this, even with Destiny went 4 or 5 sets?
Gosh, I think it was. I want to say it was 6 or 7. Honestly,
so okay, they know the value in the game is its longevity.
Right.
Okay, you print enough of set 1 so that when set 2 comes out and people are chomping at the bit for set 1, you've already got it to sell,
or just ship it with it.
I feel like either it's they're chicken to pull the trigger on those numbers themselves because they need to show return on investment, or they're trying to manufacture hype, demand.
Exactly. Like, oh my gosh, we're getting more in, and it's a great game, and so people will want it more. Create that demand.
I feel like the only line that needs to be balanced against is the secondary market of how many units are we selling to people that are just going to box break and sell the singles, as opposed to how many units actually get in end users' hands.
Right.
I'm sure that whatever that X amount that's just going to box breakers, is a hefty enough amount that it's hurting the game. And that's where Asmodee and whoever these game makers, Magic, Pokemon, you're making a collectible card game. You need to do a better job of making sure that the product's actually going to brick and mortar, that's selling it in store brick and mortar, and not just cracking packs to box break for singles.
Right.
And we have had to back off of box breaking for singles because we don't have it to sell to customers.
Right. Well, that's the balance, right? It's like we want to get, if you give it to the people to play, you're going to create a bigger base of players and hopefully thus create a bigger base of collectors.
The way allocations are done
Man.
is our
Allocation is the biggest issue there.
allocation is what's hurting all collectible card games, and in general is hurting this
Just the tabletop industry.
industry as a whole.
Yeah.
You've got somebody who doesn't know the reality allocating based on numbers.
Right.
Yeah, but this guy gets to buy the most because he has the deepest wallets, and then he gets to continue having the deepest wallets because he gets to set the market by box breaking.
Right.
What the?
Like, come on, what about and again, everybody else, like the idea of getting it out to people to play. Like, if this is, it's still a game. Yes, the words collectible are in it, but it's a game. You want to collect a set so you can play with your friends, come to a store, play an event, and if you're missing some of the high-end cards, you're like, well.
The distribution model is silly. Like, why do we even have distributors like distributing the product? Why not just have the product go directly to the...
WotC did some math and realized, we can stop going direct to stores, which they were when we first opened, and instead just push it to the distributors. We just push pallets to the distributors, make them do the work of actually cutting it up. They don't have to have warehouses, so they save on warehouse, they save on shipping.
Yeah.
They offload a lot of their costs because their product has gotten big enough that now distributors, I just want to glom on. And now distributors have gotten to the point where this year, your first run, like, hey, there's a new set of Magic coming out. How much do you want? I want 36 boxes. Okay, cool. When I go to restock, it's not the same price as that first run. I got my wholesale
Price, right.
When I go to restock, even as a brick and mortar who supports organized play, the distributor is now selling to me at a jacked up price based on the market. And the market has been inflated because of 2 months of there's no Tarkir. There's 3 sets that are out that are out at the distributor level. So they get to just let the market price keep climbing. And then the distributor gets to charge me based on the market price. It is it's a racket
It's a racket.
now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's rough.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and hopefully, you're still around. By the way, it's been 8. I just want to drop this in here because I don't know, right? Because it's been 8 years.
As of like a week ago.
May 1st made 8 years.
May 1st made 8 years.
Congratulations.
So this is awesome.
Happy birthday.
Mike, I am.
We're doing things. We're still
again,
here.
like the fact that you're here and I'm like 5 minutes down the road brings me so much. Honestly, brings me so much joy. Like I can be like, I just want to hang out. And Corey's always like, so you're going to Mike's, aren't you? I'm like, yeah. That's where I go. So where are you going?
Go to the game store again.
I'm going to go to the game store and hang out there.
Don't you want to see me?
Right?
Yeah. But I also want to just play with my cardboard.
That's right. I want to play with my pew minis and my little cardboard crack. I mean, come on now. I see you all the time. Wait, hold on.
I mean, if not, I could be out of the bar.
If you would just learn how to play the games and make logical choices, and not get overwhelmed by rules,
and we'd be fine.
We'd be fine,
right? Or
I could stay home more,
right? And she's like, I read stuff all day. I just don't.
I don't want to have to think that much.
I just want to relax.
You don't have
and
to think that much. Just don't invest yourself in winning.
Right? Yeah. That's fine.
Just make moves. Let the game progress.
Here's the card. You can be my tester.
A, you don't have to win every game. B, gaming isn't fun for the win, in my opinion. Gaming's fun for the interaction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Throw a game.
Yeah.
Throw a game. Make a choice. Make a move. Do something.
And we've talked about that on the podcast previously. The idea of like, well, why do we play? It's like, well, because we want to hang out with our homies and have fun. Now, obviously, winning doesn't hurt.
No,
we also love to put that W on, but it's more importantly, if I show up here on a Sunday for the Star Wars Unlimited play group, since I can't make the Wednesdays. But I know I'm going to hang out. I'm going to hang out with some cool people. I'm going to have some wacky moments of gameplay and have a good time. Hopefully I win. You know, usually I'm out of 3. I'll win 2 out of the 3. And that, for me, I am totally fine with that. I don't expect to take top. I'm like, if I've won 2 out of the 3, I'm great. Because I know one of those games had a epic moment where I got to do we'll talk about this in my current deck. I got my Luke on my red 5. I played my trench run card, and I did 14 damage to your base, and I blew you up.
In one move?
In one move.
14?
No, it's crazy. It's nuts. It's stupid. Now, it's awesome. And of course, the next game, because I win that one, the next game, guys like, well, I did this and this, and I'm like, well, I just got my teeth kicked in.
Yep.
You know, but you did your thing. You did your.
I gotta say,
right?
That's one thing that's been surprisingly satisfying to me about Star Wars, especially compared to Magic. The way the turns work in Star Wars, where you get one action, one action, one action, one action, it makes it so much more satisfying that, like, you know what? Yes, you went off, but you went off a turn before I was going to go.
No, exactly.
Off. It's never
so close.
like I'm not that far behind.
Yeah.
And the games that you lose real bad, like I've had games where like I didn't put a single point of damage on your base, not a single point, and I lost.
Yeah.
Those ones get frustrating to me. But those are also games where, like, I know I'm not going in with I'm going in with a mediocre deck.
Right.
If I go with my good deck, I don't get shit off the board to where I'm frustrated.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like I still, like you said, I got to do my thing. I got some tricks off. I got some moves.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I got to look out for that now. Magic, I have a lot more salty moments of like, I didn't do shit that game.
Right. I sat
didn't
here
do a
for
goddamn thing, and somebody's poor targeting, poor threat assessment made it that much worse. Where like I should have just scooped on turn 4. This, I feel like so far I haven't faced a game with that kind of potential where like I'd want to scoop like that.
Right.
Especially, and like, so in Magic, we primarily play Commander. I can't remember the last time I played a non-Commander game of Magic.
I mean, I play on occasion. I have my Dan deck, but that's
That's
like
you
its
guys,
own
because
special.
I know hanging out here, you guys are like
format.
always like, hey, do we have a pod of 4 to play Commander?
Yeah.
So that is y'all's
that's our thing.
preferred format.
And I think it's because Magic heads up, like constructed.
I did do a draft, or not a draft,
Yeah,
a
but
sealed
limited
event.
Limited Magic is different to me.
Right.
Like, that's not
Constructed standard or modern.
any
or,
kind of constructed format.
Right.
Like I'll play limited of any game except maybe Pokemon and like have fun.
Yeah.
Because like, hey, you got even chances. We open packs right now. We built something right now. We're
Right.
playing right
Right.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. That's a balanced playing field. You happen to pull the hot. Good for you,
the way it
man.
works.
I can't.
Yeah.
That's the way
Yep.
it works. I happen to pull the board wipe. You know, like there's a limited I'm always good with, but in a constructed format, the way Magic's turn works, where on my turn I'm going to do all the things,
Right.
and then on your turn you get to do all the things times a deck of 60 cards with playsets of 4. There's just too much dependability on getting your pieces,
Right.
to where net decking is very real.
Right.
And in a constructed format in Magic, if you're not playing one of these 3 decks, why bother?
Right.
Because you will lose to one of these 3 decks
Right.
endlessly. Mathematically, you will always lose to one of these 3. Why bother?
Yeah.
Whereas Star Wars, by both the design of it's your base times your commander,
Yeah.
the way the colors work, the way the colors aren't like kind of like Magic and constructed. I can still play outside of my colors. It's just harder to do.
right.
Commander doesn't allow you that at all. You can't
Correct.
play outside your colors, which I like in Magic, but I also like in Star Wars. In either format, in either Twin Suns or Premier, you can play outside your colors.
You can
It
play
just
whatever
costs
you want.
more
Exactly.
expensive. I'm playing a light side deck, but I want to play a dark side card because
Yeah.
I Am Your Father is funny as hell
Yes.
in this deck.
Yeah.
If you want to pay
Right.
for that, you do you, bro.
Right. You want to drop we're all the rebels, but yet we took over the Death Star, and instead of blowing it up, I'm going to blow up a planet. Like I want to drop that super laser blast
Yep.
on you. It's going to
You
cost
can
you
do it.
like
It just costs 10,
Yeah,
right?
right. Like go for it.
I really like that. And then also I think that opens the game up a lot more.
Right.
In constructed Magic, you don't have a commander. Your deck's trying to do a thing, but you have 4 copies of whatever is worthwhile to get your engine going. And again, if you're doing one of these net decks, it's going to work.
Right.
Yep.
And the game will be over in 4 turns.
In 4 turns. In Premier, the game is really open because there's such a number of commanders, of leaders. There's enough bases that are playable that like you have a lot of options there. I feel like Premier is very open.
Yeah.
I feel like I lose to similar concepts, but not necessarily the same
It's not going to be the same
build.
deck.
It's not the same deck.
Yeah.
And conversely, I can beat this like similar concepts. I'm an aggro deck. I can beat stall decks.
Right.
I can beat them because they're taking too long trying
Right.
to. No, I will outspeed them. I can beat that kind of deck consistently, but there's lots of versions of that deck. I lose to this like, I lose to yellow.
Oh.
I use to yellow consistently.
Yellow
just
is-
the trickery of like extra resource, cheating shit out early. They all have ambush.
Right.
They bounce back to my hand, so
Well,
you
it's
can't
the
kill
bounce
them.
back or the
Oh,
remove.
That sounds
or
like the
tire-
new color.
Yellow plays like blue bounce magic.
Yeah.
It's like it's got tricks that let you pseudo ramp like green.
Yeah.
It's got all the bouncy tricks of blue, and then it's got all the like. There's no counterspelling, but it's got that kind of like trickery that blue represents as a whole. So it plays like blue in Magic, and it frustrates the out of me, man. It frustrates the
No. So I on this Saturday I played against somebody who's doing the Han Yellow deck or
Yeah,
whatever.
that
and
one.
It's definitely like, I'm gonna
frustrates
play
the
my
crap
card.
out of me.
I'm gonna put you in Carbonite so you don't restore. So you're gonna lose access to this guy for
Yep.
2 turns, or I'm gonna steal a resource, which means you're putting me behind a round
Yep.
and you're ahead a round. So suddenly I'm that far behind.
Oh, and now that I stole the resource, I'm going to play a card that lets me sack a resource.
yeah. So I'm
And
gonna
it-
destroy
and
your resource.
I'll destroy yours, and then it'll replace off the top of my deck. So I'm still up, and you're
Yeah. Oh my god.
God.
And
It's so raw.
And there's definitely some cards in my in the sideboard. I'm like, I need those cards here. So if I see the Han Yellow or something like that,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I gotta play that.
I
card.
have ineffective sideboards because I don't really know. I haven't played enough matches to know what I'm really going up against.
Okay, I'm not.
But
I'm in the same boat. I'm like, at least I think these are gonna work. I don't know, because I am very much this is my. Like when I'm making decks in this, I like a theme. Like for example, the one I'm running right now is the Trench Run Luke deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm doing episode 4, the New Hope. That's what it's themed. The trick, it has some. It's like I try to have a few things to do, but it's one trick is my goal is to get Luke on
Red
on
5.
a ship. Hopefully it's red 5.
Yeah.
Play Trench Run and do a boatload of damage to your base, and kill a couple of your units at the same time. If I can, because his interaction with when he's on red 5, he can do 8 damage to somebody.
Okay.
Just off the rip, and you're like, that's tasty.
pretty
Now
good.
the rest of my deck can hold on. Like there's some Chewie in there and some Millennium Falcon, but that's my goal.
That's the whamma jamma.
That's the whamma jamma.
I'm trying to think. Like I don't think I've really been able to. I've pulled off my big thing maybe one time, and it's when you put. You can put Vader on one of the. I think there's like a. It's one of the red ships.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
one of the red
punishing
ties. Or okay.
You can put Vader on Von Reg's TIE
Yeah,
fighter,
yeah.
and then he gets overwhelmed in raid. That's not the one I want. There's one that lets you. So you put him on something, and it puts it right at 6.
Yeah.
And then when Vader swings, he gets to shoot things. And then there's a card that says you can use it to ready a fighter or a transport.
It's the
Koyugan turn.
Yes, and you just
So
re-ready.
then you ready Vader up again. You swing with him again. You shoot something else
Yeah.
and shoot something else.
Yeah.
It's like you can kill something. You hit something for 2 damage, and if you kill it, you can put 2 damage on a base.
Yeah.
Or you hit something else for a damage,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll ready him up and I'll swing again. So you can conceptually put 6 into base. And then there's another.
spread to
there's
6
another
more.
combo where you can put. There's something that has raid.
Yeah.
So you put it on, And it's not that Von Reg's tie, though. There was something else in the deck that has raid. You put it on, and okay, I'm swinging for 6, except the raid makes it 7.
Right.
And then I can ready it up and swing again for 7. So I
Right.
can get a similar 14 hit
Yeah.
out of one thing. But my problem is it's not all one shot.
Right.
Like, so it's still got to ready up and live.
You
then
gotta,
swing again.
or if I shoot you out of the sky or whatever that card is, shoot down or whatever.
just
Yeah.
bounce
yeah.
it to my hand
yeah.
or whatever.
No, I was able to pull it off. I think against I can't remember who I was playing, but it was like I first built the deck, put it together, and like here's my trench run, and it was probably Maria, and she was like, "Oh, that sounds fun. This is great. I'm playing. You're at my hand deck," and I'm like, oh, "Okay."
Yep.
She didn't bounce it back. I was able to do it, and I played that card, ready it,
Yeah.
and then got Luke on it.
Yep.
And then I played my trench run, and she's like, "How much damage?" I'm like, "Well, I do 8 to one of your guys, and then like." It might not have been 4. It might have been 12. But a lot. Like,
Yep.
a lot. And she's like, dang. And then I claimed. And then the next turn, I'm like, well, I'm going
to just
do it
win.
again. And she's like, oh, that sucks. Now,
I'm
the
gonna
next game we
win now.
played, she, of course, was like, well,
I'm not gonna let that happen again, right?
So trying to get Luke as a pilot is the main thing. On the ground, he's fine, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
When he's a pilot, he does a little extra zhuzhing, a little extra damage. And that was my thing of figuring that deck out is so that's my trick, that's my goal, that's my theme.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? What do I need to put in here if it doesn't work? Like if all my ships get bounced back to my hand or destroyed before I can do it, what can I do? How do I build that? And that's, to me, been the fun part because I love the Star Wars. I'm like, oh, I've got this TIE fighter and this one and that one, and that's great. Wait, I don't have lightsabers in my deck? What is wrong with me?
Oh, there's like a bunch of them coming out in the new set. They spoiled, Kenan was telling me they spoiled like 15 lightsabers, 14 lightsabers.
Allegedly, there was a code leak. So someone posted it, and the way it looked, it just listed cards.
Okay.
And like, this, lightsaber 1, lightsaber 2, lightsaber 3, lightsaber 4, lightsaber 5, lightsaber 6. It was like, what? I don't know. I'm looking forward to this new set because it's going to have like the carbonite and it's got Qui-Gon. I'm hoping
There's got to be a Vader. There's got to be a Vader.
Oh no, I bet
right?
there's a new Luke. So
There's got to be a Vader.
At
That's
the
the
end
only-
of New Hope.
Didn't they just spoil like young Anakin?
Yes,
too?
they spoiled the young Anakin, and it's
like
still-
pre-Vader or like baby
Padawan-ikin.
Padawan-ikin.
Okay.
Like episode 2 Anakin.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah. Christian
He
Hayden.
said- It might have been actually.
Christian Hayden.
Oh no, it's
Hayden?
it's episode
Christian
1.
Haydenson? What's his
Yes,
Haydenson.
name? Haydenson.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden
Christensen.
Christensen.
Thank
There you go.
That's the one it was.
Christian
That's what I was going
Engagement.
for.
There we
God,
are.
we have not
I
slept
didn't
enough.
think that was right
Hayden,
when we said it,
Christian
but it's
Hayden.
like
I love that. I was like, that sounds great. Wait a
No,
minute.
that's
you
not it.
guys. Well,
Christian
no,
Haydenson.
they do have a young Anakin from episode 1, and he's got the new hidden keyword. Which
What's
means,
hidden do?
So when you play it, it's hidden, so you can't attack it when you play it.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't need a shield. It's whatever. But there's some bad guys like
I can see hidden stuff.
some of the Inquisitors.
Sure.
And I think Marth Maul that come out like, oh, we come
Marth
out.
Maul.
Marth Maul.
So my mom.
And my mom.
Marth Doll.
Oh my god! But I like
Martha Doll?
Martha Doll.
Martha Mall.
But they come out hidden, so I'm like, great. So next, I can't attack them. Now, whether you can use card effects on them or not, I don't know. But I'm like, I don't want to.
yeah.
I don't want to see these Inquisitors coming out to hit me hard, and I can't. What's going to be the trick to get around it? And
But you
that's
can't see them. They're hidden.
right. They're hidden. Who are you? I smell Inquisitors, but I can't see them. Like Vader's walking around. Obi-Wan, I know you're here because I smell your bacon. What? Like, how do you know, bro? But yeah.
Yeah, see, I haven't made any of my decks thematic, really. I guess my Vader Twin Sons deck is. But it's just like Vader and ships and just
Well,
Imperial stuff. It's
that's
it's
kind of-
it's not that thought out.
That is pretty thematic. I mean, that's
it's just like here's all the bad guy stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
There's one of everything.
Right.
Let's
All
go.
the ships.
It says
All the
Imperial. It's in there. But like my good deck is it's like bounty hunters with Vader and like random other indirect.
Is that the one with like the 4 billion droid ships in it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Gosh.
No.
When I read that card, I was like, I don't want to face that.
I put that in most of my decks.
Yeah.
The Vulture droids. I
Yeah.
didn't put it in my good deck just because I didn't have the spots.
I want to build a
Yeah.
First Order deck.
There's Captain Phasma is good for First Order.
Yeah.
She's like gives beefs them all, and then there's good first order stuff right now.
Yeah. There is.
You can build a good first order deck, but the money cards are like Kylo's Tyren. They're
Ryro's Ryren.
Kylo Ren's
We're
Ty.
nailing names right now.
Kylo Ren's Tie Interceptor.
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
That card, it's like $25.
Damn.
Yeah,
but it's
like
good.
it's one of the bangers.
Yeah, because it comes because Kylo Ren's trick. If you discard something, he can then play it from a discard pile.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
So you can kind of get it in there. Excuse me, I'm going through puberty again. Get it in there. Hi guys.
That's what she said.
Mr. Nimoy.
I'm glad you called it out.
But there is he cycles through his discard pile, if I remember right, which is kind of fun. One thing that I have enjoyed about Unlimited, and I think, and also not enjoyed too, but I think is common about all of the collectible card games is, it seems like and people will disagree with me, but I think there's no like total bad card. Like when you see it, you're like, this is terrible. It will never get used, kind of thing.
Every card is playable.
I think every card has a viable option. Leaders on the hand, there's obviously tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. There's good and bad. But even so, you can like, gosh, I want to play Dr. Aphra. And you're like, well, what the heck does she do? I don't know. But you can make something fun.
Yeah.
And have fun with it. And still, I think, be viable when you come play.
Can I have a Dr. Vizian commander
Dr.
deck?
Evazon is not a leader.
He's not a leader, but you can.
He's in the
It's a
deck.
failure of the
Like
game.
no, he's like
No, I'm out.
He's a unit.
I'm out.
He
It's
is
like
a cunning.
bounty like draw.
Bounty
stick to
hunter,
magic.
yeah.
Draw.
But again, I do think you
I
would
can
like
play
the
Deadpool and Magic.
you would like the yellow, whether it's yellow hero, yellow hero.
You're not allowed to play
What's-
bad guys.
what's
You're not allowed to
what's
play bad guys.
graveyards?
I'm telling you right now, you're not allowed to play bad guys.
But you don't play first order.
I do.
No.
Incidentally.
bit.
Incidentally.
Exactly.
They're
Exactly.
He's first
You
order
can play first
adjacent.
order.
Exactly.
I approve. You can play first
Right.
order. You're not allowed to play Empire.
What's the graveyard deck?
What is the what's the graveyard deck in Magic though? What does that
There's
mean?
endless, like stuff that lets you play with your grave.
Let's you play stuff from your
your
discard
discard.
pile.
Oh gosh, I'm sure
Or
someone out
get
there.
things back from the discard pile.
I don't
bunch.
think there's enough.
I don't think
to do
that
it in
mechanic's
Star
been
Wars yet.
explored from what I've seen.
There's not enough. There's cards
There's a
that let you
little
do
bit.
it, but not enough. Not enough
There's-
to build a viable deck in my mind.
I don't think there's anything specific out there. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Out there in the nether world, interwebs things, there are cards that allow you to pull stuff from your graveyard.
Yeah.
Right.
Turn it into a resource, which is a heroic card. If it's in your graveyard, you may play it from your hand for cheaper or free.
Yeah, I like
discard
that.
something.
Yes, please.
And then if there's a copy in your discard in your graveyard or discard pile, it gets a bonus if it's on the table. But I don't think there's anything yet that is like we're going to focus on
Yeah,
your
there's
discard
no like
pile
engine.
yet.
There's no engine you can build.
Although I bet somebody's figured out like with those cards.
Yeah, I just
how do
need to wait for
create
the
them?
Force Ghost set.
Well, Legends of the Force is
Yeah.
gonna have it. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Like if they have like Force Ghost Obi-Wan and Force Ghost Egghead Anakin versus regular Anakin, like oh my gosh, that's what I want. I want the prestige Force Ghost.
I have a question for you.
Yeah. We have an answer. Let's see if they match. Purple.
In Return of the Jedi,
That's episode 6.
Yes. Episode 6.
at what moment?
That's a third movie.
At what moment does
Of 20.
he
27
become
minutes,
Anakin
34 seconds.
Is it when he turns back to the light side conceptually by downing the Emperor?
It's when he
Is it
throws
when
the
he
Emperor
takes-
over.
Is
That's-
it when he takes his mask off? Is it when he dies to become the ghost?
All right. Well, my opinion is that never actually becomes young Anakin because young Anakin killed billions of kids. So he should. I think he should come back as Egghead because that's when he was redeemed. He wasn't redeemed as young guy. Obi-Wan doesn't come back as Ewan McGregor.
I
right?
agree.
If you want to recon some stuff, right?
No, that tracks.
So
that
that's-
I'm with you.
that's
Yeah.
that's my opinion.
No,
So-
no, that tracks for
Right?
me. You should come back as old Ghost,
Old
not as Anakin.
Ghost,
You
right?
fell as young
Right,
Anakin.
right.
You don't get to come back and you're like, hey, I'm ready to get married
That's
on
right.
a giant tick. No,
Yeah, I mean,
No.
none of that.
Qui-Gon came back as 70-year-old.
Yeah.
What's his face? Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
so.
well, yeah. He still look good. He
Leslie
just
Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen.
All the names.
All the names. Star Wars,
Yeah,
the Naked
that's.
Gun.
I forgot that they did him as Anakin.
Right, he comes back as
No,
Anakin.
he should be Egghead.
And I think that was... I'm a Star Wars fan.
Sorry.
So
Yub
okay, that's another thing. I'm like, oh God, that song. Where he becomes redeemed, I think, is the point where
Spanish.
It's not
Espanol.
Ewok, it's Spanish.
It's not. It's Espanol.
Definitely.
God, that's a great question. I personally always thought it wasn't when he threw the Emperor over the railing is when he started.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it's finally when he saw
concedes
Luke,
taking off the mask.
He took off his mask and he saw Luke and saw like I have been redeemed in my son's mind. Like my son.
Let me see you with my own eyes.
Did you just fart, Dad? Come on. But no, that's the moment I think when he goes, Shh, you've already saved me. Like that moment.
I agree. I think it's taking off the mask.
Yeah. Because
it's conceding. I'm no longer Vader.
Exactly.
He's still Vader as he throws the Emperor down the shaft.
Right. But as he takes it off,
When he takes it off, he's like, I'm conceding. I'm going to die by taking off this thing.
Right.
I think he knows if he got to the right, like, port or whatever in shuttlecraft, you could plug him into a chair with all those things and, like, they're going to re-energize
just put him in the black egg.
In a coma and, like, get him back to his egg on Executor, except that crashed into the Death Star. So,
Yeah.
But then find him back into a back-to-tank, and Vader's going to be fine.
Yeah, I get all that. Why would why would Luke then put the mask back on to burn him in the funeral?
I think
because
it's kind of like a sign of respect. I would take that as like
kind of like closed casket kind of thing.
Yeah. Ewok, you don't get to see Daddy's face.
No.
I got to see Daddy's face.
No one sees this.
My sister didn't get to see Daddy's face. Yeah. I'm going to save her from the trauma of seeing his face.
Nobody wants to see
You
that.
love him, don't you?
I do.
He's my father.
Yeah, he's my father.
I don't know if I've ever told you this. I'm sure you know it, like kind of by default. But to me, Darth Vader is truly the most complete, full character arc in American cinema. I really strongly believe and feel this, that like...
Does that include episodes 1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
It does.
The journey of Anakin
to.
Skywalker is the most complete character arc of anybody in cinema.
No,
I largely agree. I don't agree that episode 1, 2, and 3 contributed much to the arc.
You need to see him fall to see his redemption.
Right.
Because if you just start with 4...
you need to see
if you just start with 4, he's a bad guy, but you don't get to see what turned him to that. You don't get to see the trauma that like
I just think,
justifies it.
I agree with you. I think that showing the fall and the reason for the fall would overall bring value to the character. I don't think that it was handled in a way that was satisfying for me.
Oh, I don't disagree with that, but I still don't think it changes the fact that it's the most complete character arc in American cinema.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Literally from child
to old man.
Yep. Across all
The
sorts
Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Yes.
Not as good a character arc. At all. At all.
I've seen that once and I never went back, so I can't
Jack.
comment
Go
on it.
better. Godfather.
Jack.
Not as good a character arc.
You're talking about the
Michael
the
Corleone?
Godfather, like Michael Corleone's character arc.
Not the old man, but when you see him go into it,
like
Al Pacino's character, right?
I think Godfather is more of a you see the fall, but
Yeah, you don't. That's what I'm saying.
In Godfather, he doesn't get really redeemed, does he?
I'm more just saying. First, you get the fact that it's a redemption arc.
Right.
That's already that's great storytelling. Yeah. But more like it's such a complete arc.
Yeah.
I can't think of another character. Like you can go to shows. Okay, there's 11 seasons of X-Files. I love that show.
Right.
Mulder and Scully's arc as a character, as a duo, isn't nearly as entertaining or as deep for all the screen time as Darth Vader's arc.
Right. Yeah.
Well, no, because because Darth Vader, as much as we would say his fall was
fall
twice the
from
pride, twice the
grace
pride,
was truly
epic.
from grace. He was on the Jedi Council as the youngest member ever.
Right. But they didn't grant him a seat.
He didn't have a seat.
I mean,
he was on the council.
But it's on the.
It's outrageous. It's unfair.
I don't think we're going to get him a seat. He's going to get a milk crate in the corner over there. But
He's still on the council.
He's still on the
It's a
council.
vote.
But that was the idea of that, and I agree. It's to me, it was very like a classic Western, like the Greek and even the Asian storytelling of like you have someone who is supposed to be a hero who falls so far. What's the redemption arc? And it is a family member, and this one is father and son, and mother and daughter arcs are out there too. But it's the son. It is left to the next generation to help redeem and bring him back. So that character arc, I think, is awesome. In the fact that I agree, it's like you see him fall so far and be a really, really, really horrible thing in person, a scourge of a galaxy. But this one moment kind of brings him back. Like like that thing. Again, he doesn't come back as Anakin. He comes back as Egghead. But that moment, everybody in the theater when that happened, like, although we couldn't quite fathom it, I think everybody was like, I'm crying in my popcorn, man. Luke just saved Vader.
In the theater?
In the theater? What's that? You see a movie in the theater.
You've seen Star Wars in the theater.
You've seen Star Wars in the theater.
Yeah, the special editions?
Yeah, when they re-released the special editions.
I saw Star Wars in the theater.
It's great. Oh, and speaking
Return of the Jedi was released in 1983.
I saw that in the theater.
That was the year I was born.
Well, sucks to be you, because I remember the Nyub Nyub song.
I remember.
The shit might as well have been live.
I mean, I watched it on VHS.
There you go. That's fine.
I never watched.
Never got.
But
I
you've seen it in the theater on like a
appreciate-
re-release or something.
Yeah, but like didn't get emotional. I'd watched 100 times on VHS by that point.
Yeah.
I wore out the VHSs.
As you should,
Correct.
sir.
Yeah,
That is
for those of you that are listening that may not realize, at one point in our lives as human beings,
There was no streaming.
when we wanted to watch videos,
Yes.
we had to use physical media, and sometimes that physical media would wear out,
Yes.
and get old after
you would
enough
watch
use.
the scene and like and it's missing. You're like, dang it! I gotta go buy another copy. of
right?
Right now, the
Return
young
of the
people
Jedi.
are like, sucks to be you,
Yes,
old man.
that's right. Well, now they just gotta deal with a commercial
They're
coming
like,
up at the
have
random
you
moment.
seen my video library? I have more shit on my phone than I had as a kid.
Oh my god, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
I have. Oh my gosh, it's insane. I don't know where I was going with that. Where we're going, but I love it.
Someplace.
I tend to
Someplace.
derail things.
That's good.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's
The
kind of
bringer
what
of
this
chaos.
podcast is.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
just a series of tangents.
But I remember. But I saw Empire in the theater,
I didn't see Empire in the theater
I saw-
originally. I saw it on re-release.
and I saw Star Wars in the theater on the re-release because my older brother was like, "We were going
We
to
gotta
see
go
this
see this."
movie," and
Yeah.
he's 2-3 years older than me, so it came out. So I don't remember seeing Star Wars in the theater. I definitely remember seeing Empire and Return of the Jedi in the theater because that was like mind blowing.
I think my first movie that I watched in the theater was Batman. Keaton's Batman.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good choice. Yeah.
I know my
that's
first
tasty.
movie was Bambi at a theater that got torn down. It was on Bethany Home and like 21st Ave. It got torn down like
Saw Batman in the Cine Capri.
30 years ago. Oh, that's
Nice.
good. Cynic
The OG Cine Capri.
Oh, dude, yeah.
On Camelback.
Dude, I don't even remember what the heck my first movie
The
was.
first movie I actually remember though was Ghostbusters.
Oh,
I saw Ghostbusters in the theater at Christown with my mom, which
Nice.
was weird because I didn't see movies with my mom, but
Yeah.
she took me to see
let's
Ghostbusters.
go see Ghostbusters.
I'm like, yeah,
Let's do it.
I'm sure she didn't get most of the jokes. I know I didn't get most of the jokes.
But
We both had a blast.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Ghostbusters are
That was
great.
great.
The giant
That was
marshmallow
awesome.
thing, they blew it up and covered in glue.
I
It's
feel
great.
like my mom would have taken me to see like Bambi or something in the theater, but I'm pretty sure it was Batman. That's the first movie I remember,
you remember,
seeing
yeah,
in
that's what
the
matters.
theater.
I don't remember. Like, I remember seeing.
I remember crying and getting too scared in Jurassic Park.
Oh,
yeah.
see, I saw that in the theater.
Oh,
that was the
yeah.
movie that I had to. My dad had a good rule of if you want to see a movie, and there's a book of it,
Yeah.
you got to read the book first.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so I saw Batman in the theater.
I
but
read
I had
the
to
Jurassic
read
Park
the
book.
novel first. I had to read the movie adaptation
that's cool.
first. And then I wanted to see Jurassic Park, so he said, here's the book.
Here's
You
the
got to
book.
read it.
Go read
Okay,
it.
cool. I read that.
Here's your 400-page book with a bunch of like scientific and computer lingo.
I was down.
I know.
I like
You're also a bit older than me. Old
no,
man.
it was more just I read. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I read old when I was young.
Yeah,
I read
I know.
Stephen King when I was like 9, 10 because I was like, I'm into scary.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
And somebody
Scare
handed me. My parents gave me free reign when we'd go to the bookstore. They were like, "You're reading, whatever."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Please
So
read.
cool. I go straight to like, okay.
I mean, I was 10 when Jurassic Park came out, and I read the book. I'm pretty.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I finished the book before the movie came out or if I finished it after, but I definitely started reading it before the movie came out because I remember going to see the movie and I was disappointed that the T-Rex tongue scene wasn't in the movie. You remember that?
Yeah.
So they ended up doing that scene in the third movie,
That sounds right.
I
Yeah,
think.
it's in the third.
So in the book, there's
Yeah.
a scene where Grant and the kids are the T-Rex has escaped. It's knocked over the Jeep. They're running.
Yeah.
It's like between the Brontosaurus, the Vegisauruses, and the
the Metosauruses.
the Metosauruses and the fence scene.
Okay,
So it's
yeah,
like in between there, the T-Rex is still chasing them. And they get to a waterfall, and I think Grant gets separated from them at this point, and the two kids go
That
into
sounds
the
right.
waterfall, and the T-Rex chases them into it, and it's trying to get at them in the waterfall, and so it's like described that it's like chomping through the water, but it can't quite reach them, and so it like sticks its tongue out and starts like wrapping its tongue around, I think it was Tim's ankle,
Yeah.
and trying to pull him into it. So yeah, I remember that scene very vividly as a really cool scene, and I remember it not being in the movie and being very disappointed.
You're like, what's going on? Oh my gosh. No.
They
I'm-
moved things around in that movie, in that book though, because the compies don't show up until
The very end.
no, the second movie is when the Compethosaurus is written.
No.
Are they in the first? Jurassic Park?
Oh, you're saying in the movie?
In the
yeah,
movie,
they're not
yeah.
in the movie
They're-
at all.
they're in the second one.
core to the book.
To the book, but they're only
Yeah.
they don't show up till the second.
the
movie.
compy is seen on the beach.
Yeah.
Which is at the start of the
That's the
second
start-
movie.
yeah.
That's the start
That's
of the
the start of the
book.
book, yeah.
And then at the very end, Hammond is killed by compies.
Yeah. He gets chewed up on him. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh
at
my
the end
gosh.
of the novel.
The ship sinks
yeah.
and the old man gets eaten
there
by.
wasn't enough
We're
room
gonna
on
need a
the
bigger
door
boat. Yeah.
for the compies
No.
and Hammond. So
No.
Hammond fell into the sea.
And he
Yeah.
sacrificed himself. Oh gosh. You know, it's funny. I was
Wait.
trying to.
Does he die in Jurassic Park? No, he makes it through. Does he?
In the movie, he's.
In the book, he dies.
Yes.
But
In the movie,
movies,
he survives.
Yes.
Is he? And he's not in the second one.
No, he.
I think he has a cameo
has a
in the
cameo in the
second or
second.
third movie.
Yeah.
But by the
One of the two movies, he has a cameo.
okay.
Yeah.
And then in the new ones in Jurassic World, it's like the company that he left behind.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And okay. And like the granddaughter's a clone or some crap.
I don't know, man.
There was a clone
can't remember.
child.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Spoilers. In case you guys haven't seen a movie that's been out for a while.
That's right. The kid kicks off the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
They go and fight battles, and then
Things happen. Next
You
They
know.
go hang out with some Vegisauruses and some Metosauruses.
I think
Oh,
the
gosh,
Velociraptor named Blue ends up turning to the dark side and kills all the kids.
It's strange though because he does it with a yellow saber.
Yeah,
I was
What's up
very
with
like,
that?
really bizarre.
Yeah, one that has like a Swiss Army knife attachment. Shut up! No, come on! Oh my gosh! There you go. All right, well, circling back to a
Back
little
to
star.
reality. Oops, there goes
back to-
gravity.
oops, there's gravity. Hey, don't call it a comeback.
see, I would have gone with a different reference.
Uh-oh.
Once you said back to reality, it was back to life. Back to, I like that there's different references from
There
the
you go.
same line. Go ahead.
It's good. Was there anything else about Star Wars Unlimited?
I like that there's two formats, and the Twin Suns format is very. I wasn't around when Commander was being like brainstormed.
I mean,
when
Commander's
people's-
been around now for
I know
25
it was-
years.
but I wasn't playing
Right.
Magic when EDH
Yeah.
became a thing. When I came back to Magic, it was already Commander. It had
Correct.
already like come out as Commander. Cool. I loved it right away. This is a great format, but I didn't get to see it develop. Twin Suns,
Yeah. I mean, you're on the ground
I'm
floor.
on the ground
basically.
floor
Yeah.
because like I specifically want to play it more than I want to play constructed because I don't like constructed in most games because at the end of the day in a competitive setting it's net deck to win.
Right.
And I don't like losing to net decks. I want to play my own ideas. So Twin Suns lets me do that. But I really like that A, it's different than a Pot of Magic Commander. It's a very different experience. And B, we're still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like it is, we are ground floor figuring it out
Yeah.
because the decks just got bigger from 50 to 80 with
Right,
this
with
last
the new
set.
set just got released.
And where I was trying to push it at a 50 card format, sorry guys, it wasn't ready. You're right, it wasn't ready. At 80 cards, it's like, oh, this is much better because you see the variety of cards that are in the game. You see the variance based on an 80 card deck. And when the next set comes out, I think it pushes to 100. It's either the next set or the sixth set pushes it out to 100 cards, so it'll effectively be Commander. And I'm really excited about that because, again, variance. I don't want to see the same deck come out the same way every time. I want to see different. And it's interesting, and I'm really enjoying the notion of I'm helping develop and grow the format. And I've been really successful so far in Twin Suns, I think because nobody else knows what they're doing. They're playing kind of timid.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm kind of looking at it like, I'll just take control of these games. I'll politic them the way I want to.
Yeah.
I've had huge success by just kind of, oh, nobody knows how this works? Don't worry, guys. This is how it's going to work. And I just start leading games and eking out wins in weird ways because the politics are very different in the end game, and figuring out the end game is a very, very satisfying. Like every game of Twin Suns that I've played, the end game, those last 8 actions or so, are like table talk city, where even though I'm trying to beat you, you're kind of helping me figure out how I make it so, because everybody is invested in just like playing it right. And like, if you're about to do something, like you could do that, but then I might do this. Then I'm gonna do this, and he can do this, and he can do this, and you're gonna lose for doing that.
Right.
So you better not do that. And you just kind of out loud politic why you shouldn't hit me and why you should hit him.
Right.
And then, hey, you can hit me for 2 because you got to do something to activate that thing. But like,
I'll give you that
it's
one.
this really interesting politics. But the second any board state changes, the politics shifts so much faster than Magic.
Oh, okay.
Like Magic, it takes like a board wipe, or we got to pile onto this person for like a couple turns to make the board state really change. In Star Wars, dude, one action might absolutely, Mike,
you totally
we were on
changed.
your side, but you just did that.
Yeah.
And now, like, no, f- you, dude, we can see the win that you're setting up.
Yeah.
And if we don't deal with that win, if we don't deal with that thing that you just put out there, we can see your win as well as you can.
Right.
And I like that. Things are telegraphed in a really interesting way where I feel like the banger cards aren't the banger cards in Twin Suns.
Right.
The cards that are rad in Twin Suns are those cheapy 1-drop events that say like swing with 2 fucking like swing with the thing and then
Rebel
swing with
assault,
something else.
Attack twice, and you're like, that
Like,
is
oh,
solid.
come on! Tandem Assault
Yes,
does it. Rebel
yes.
Assault does it. Like, there's all these little cheapy, like, common cards that become the most threatening nonsense that you didn't see coming. Because, like, it's funny. Because you were only calculating me swinging with Vader. But I got 2 badasses out here.
Yeah.
They're both coming at you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God. It's
No, if I
holding your
remember
cards late game is really important, I think.
Right. And especially, I like the fact that it's making all the commons and uncommons. And there's some powerful commons and uncommons in the game.
But
which
they're
is
unplayable
nice.
in Constructed because
Right.
in Constructed they're too slow. But in Twin Suns they become just gold
Yeah.
because like I wouldn't want to play this early anyways.
Yeah.
I just need the game to go long enough to give me a chance to play
Yeah.
it, and this is worthwhile. In Twin Suns, because of the 2 extra players, the games last long enough that you can get some of those later cards.
Yeah.
On the flip side, in Twin Suns, I think anything past a 9-drop is pointless.
I can see that.
You'll
'Cause, like,
never get to it. Somebody's deck is going to go off
Right.
without answers before you get to an 11-drop, before you get to a 13 or something, unless you can exploit it. You'll
Right.
never get to those big bangers because there's just so much going on, and because of the fact that multiple people can pile into you,
Right.
your base, it's not going to last if they see you as a threat.
They'll come at
Like,
you.
like, oh, you're ramping pretty heavy. You're already at 10. What are you building
Yeah.
towards when you're already at 10?
And you haven't
Nah,
played it.
let's deal with this.
Yeah, you're gonna have a big gun coming out that none of us is gonna want to deal with. Now I think if I remember right, the win condition of Twin Suns is the moment somebody is 0 health.
So, it's so good. So
Is it they
it-
or
Is it good now?
It's
so good. It's so good.
there's 4 people at the
Right,
table.
yeah.
The second any one player eliminates another player by defeating their base,
Right.
the attacking player heals 5 damage from their base. So
Oh.
it generally puts them right back into, I'm in position. I've got
Right,
the lead
right.
for health.
Yeah.
And it triggers the end game
Uh-huh.
where you're going to finish that round of play and then the game's over.
Okay.
This is great for, the person that just got bumped out isn't sitting around waiting another hour while you guys like board wipe
Yeah,
multiple
just do
times.
three more
it's,
actions.
It's one more round and that game is over.
Right.
Also, if you play it smart, and this is where I think I've gotten a couple wins that I shouldn't have, the action economy in the game is such an integral part of how the game plays, and it's really satisfying. You can slow play things. Sometimes having too many units on board is bad for you because then you're slow to claim. You have to give up attacks. You have to sacrifice, okay, I'm not going to attack with these 4 things because I need to claim.
Right.
Or I need to bomb so that you don't bomb or, whatever it may be. But late game, having a bunch of extra actions can be great because if they don't have board state, you finish your turn, you finish your turn, you finish your turn. You all did something
Right.
knowing that, I only have like 3 little droids left. You all claimed. So you can no longer interact.
And now-
if I have cards in hand, I've had it happen twice where I can, I'm going to play this thing that lets me untap this thing
Yeah.
and swing with this bigger thing that none of
Yeah.
you saw coming. So that put like X amount more damage on a base. And now these 3 little guys are just enough to finish off that base. So now I just healed 5 and I triggered the end game to a round that already finished effectively.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have nothing to do. If I calculated it right and I just won.
Huh.
And you guys have nothing to do. I
Right.
really like that you can really checkmate. You can,
Hmm.
things get telegraphed, but, usually the threats that people are worried about are out on the board because things get telegraphed.
Right.
That card in my hand late game, which late game people are holding 1 or 2 cards. It's rare that you see people with like 5 cards in hand. But that card that I'm holding late game might be one of these little cantrippy things that I did all this other stuff. You saw me tap down and play something else, but then, sneaky.
Right.
One little trick.
I'm gonna
and
untap, or I'm gonna attack with
I'm
3
gonna
things.
Attack with 3 things
Yeah.
at once.
Yeah.
Oh man, the end game is this interesting new Rubik's Cube of everybody trying to figure it out. And
Nice.
I feel like I'm a half step ahead of most of the tables because most of the tables are coming from a constructed format
Right.
and stretching
Right.
into a multiplayer.
Right.
I'm coming from, I only play 4-player pods.
Yeah. You guys are really into the 4-player
Oh
multiplayer.
man, that's all I want to do
dynamic.
because I love politicking. I love table talk and I love playing poker in that my hand, in Magic, my hand is land half the time. And I'm just sitting there just like bluffing that I got moves. I can use the same kind of weird political nonsense from a Magic pod in Twin Suns, but it still works. There's still enough of a change because of the turn order.
Yeah.
That it really is this fun Rubik's Cube that I'm figuring out what is this end game situation? And every time I feel like everybody can tell, okay, this is at least the next to last round, if not the last round. So everybody can kind of see the checkmate coming.
Right.
And it's all about who the can figure out with what they have.
Well,
I love it.
now, is there so the person who gets knocked out first triggers the end game. Are they, is the winner the one with the most life left
Whoever's
on their
got
base?
the most health left.
Okay. All right.
So if you're playing one of these bases with
Yeah.
extra health, dude, I had a game that I lost. I've had a couple situations where I've lost, and it was the most satisfying loss I've had in years.
Oh,
because
all right.
I've lost based on, I completely forgot that you had 2 more health on your base to start.
Right, right.
Like just literally did bad math. I thought you had 30. You have 33. I would have won. but I did all the work for you.
Right.
Like I'm like the whole time.
That
I got
3
this.
points
I
of
got
life.
this. I got this. Oh, you had 33. God damn. You know, like, and those are some of the best situations of like, no, that was, I did bad math. That was a poker hand where like I didn't read that there was a higher straight possible.
Right.
I had the low straight. He had the high straight.
Yeah.
Like I really like. That doesn't happen in the same way in Magic. I feel like in a commander pod, it's like there's a lot more chance for, because of the way the turns go, and one person can just catch that top deck, that right card, and then steamroll. I feel like there's a lot more chance for gotcha and or like feel bad.
Right.
You know, like you get to steamroll on your turn in a way that you can't in Unlimited. Unlimited, there's still a chance for gotcha. I could have that one card that lets me swing with two things. But, like, it's not a feel-bad gotcha to me because, well, you knew I had the card in hand, and you knew that I claimed, so I'm going first.
Right.
So you were expecting me to swing with one thing that was 7. You didn't see that I had 2 things that were 7 each, and I could take you out on that first move.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I right now, I am very satisfied
Good.
with where Unlimited's at. And like, whereas I wasn't going as far as to poo-poo it, but I was uninterested in getting into the game.
Trepidatious. Like, do I really want to invest my time and money
if anything,
into it?
I wish I had bought a little bit more of set 1 just for the sake of not having to hunt for cards and having more options of things that I might be into, things that I might want to play.
Yeah.
Like right now, all of my decks are based on set 3 and 4.
Which is fine.
Which isn't bad,
And after
because
a little
again,
bit,
I
it's
still
gonna
have
be
good
fine.
decks.
Yeah.
But I wish I had more of those first set cards just to have ideas.
It'll come around.
Yeah. All the time.
I think that's about all we have time
I
for.
think we're at time. Ladies and
It's 'cause
gentlemen,
you
we've got
talk too much, Paul.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Paul. Mike, guys. Well, we got to open up a store, apparently.
Yeah.
At some point, I should probably try Star Wars Unlimited.
You should probably
do it. We'll do maybe
We have decks in the case.
Yeah, like do a 2-player game just to get a handle on some of the mechanics, and then jump in a pod.
I'd
Just
be
do
fine jumping into a pod.
Yeah. 4 players more
You're,
fun.
you're smart.
It's
You're
more
SMRT
fun, yeah.
smart. You've played Magic.
Yeah.
You know what's going on. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up, guys. Thanks everybody for listening and hanging out on another episode of the Funkatronic Rex podcast. Paul, it's been awesome. Mike, thank you so much for hanging.
Guys, thanks
Likewise.
for having me.
It's been fantastic.
And, guys, I'm going to throw out there, thank you to all our patrons on Patreon. And also, guys, if you're on our Patreon, take a look, because we've been uploading different stuff and we keep trying to add content. Take a look. There's some fun stuff up there. If you have any suggestions for more things you'd like to see, send us a letter, send us a note, send us a message.
Reach out.
Reach out.
Let us know.
We would love to have some feedback. But thank you for listening, and thank you for having me, guys.
Anytime.
Thank you. Thanks
you
for
guys.
allowing us to do this.
Yeah, all right.
In your space.
That's right. Well, I think that's it from the Funkatronic Lounge. We will check you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Game over.
Let's play.
Shall we play a game?